Merry Christmas to you. Yeah. Oh. Shoot. All right. What up, Pop? Trying to get this thing rolling. Yeah, buddy. Get this intro, and we good. Hey, it took too long. So let's go. Yeah. Oh, I gotta be quiet. What up, good people? Welcome to another episode of the Strategically Reckless Podcast. I am your host, Jay Brown, aka Mr. 710, and we are glad you are joining us once again. Hey, this week I got it right the first time. I've been saying the 710 the Sleepville show over the last few weeks by accident, but now I got it right. Forgive me if I am talking a little quiet. I am trying to keep the energy up and not wake up the babies. Yeah, we got two new ones. I'm gonna tell you all about it here in a minute. But listen, I want to start off by wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys had a wonderful and safe holiday weekend. I can hear that baby right now. That's daddy ear working at its finest right there. Whenever my attention diverges just a little bit, that's daddy ear. That's daddy ear working at its best. But look, man, a lot has happened since last week. You know, we got two we got two new kids. So we had the boy, and now we got two more girls. They they baby babies. Like one of them is infant, and one of them just graduated from infant to toddler. So, the marriage, what's happening? Merry Christmas Eve. Yeah, one I'm talking about an infant, and one that just graduated from infancy to toddler. Mm-mm. When I tell you the struggle has been real in the worst of ways. And when I'm talking about, like, I don't get a chance to do nothing. And when I say nothing, it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, they tell you, it's a reason why they tell you don't have babies when you get older. Like the energy ain't there for anything. Like I don't be knowing why the baby be crying because I ain't never had none of my own. So whenever the baby start crying, and my wife be like, "Hey, what's she crying for?" I don't know. Jealous? I don't know. What do y'all cry for? What do ladies cry for? Because this is what's happening. I was a good girl dad with the one. With number three, I was a good girl dad. With these two, I am not so good. Not as good as I used to be. Like I look good. I carry both of them at the same time, and be struggling trying to figure out why this one is just looking at me upside my head with her head still wobbly, and why the other one is trying to hit me. Why is she still talking and she done been in the bed upstairs for an hour? Like I just heard her making noise and she done been upstairs for an hour. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But look, let me start off. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this evening, whether you're listening on Instagram or Facebook. I want to thank you for listening live on those two mediums as well as YouTube Live. Also, I want to thank you for listening on iHeartRadio, Spotify. You can even holler at Alexa and tell them to play the Strategically Reckless podcast. And guess who you'll get? Yeah, boy. You can holler at Alexa. She'll bring me up. Boom. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But anyway, you listen to the podcast, you can find me. You can find me. But look, If I hadn't said Merry Christmas already, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, or whatever, however it is you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, happy parents bringing home gifts that they could not, or they would not buy no other time in the year. Happy that day to y'all. I just heard that again. But look, let me tell you, this week, since last week, it got December, started December and for real. Like it was in the single digits here in Georgia, and we ain't used to that. Folks ain't used to that. Not in that way. But it wasn't just chilly here. It was chilly everywhere. Everywhere. You hear my wife? You hear my wife upstairs? Listen to that. I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm not editing none of that out. All of this was done on purpose. They hating on me. I promise they are. But look, it was the kind of cold when you stepped outside, you started cussing. It was the automatically ashy cold. Like, look, now my wife gonna pop in when after she done went up there and made all that noise. What's up, baby? Gonna make all that noise, make the baby cry, and then gonna hop in the chat because she knew I had to get her. I'm gonna get her anyway. I'm gonna get her anyway. As a matter of fact, just because she here, I gotta talk about this before I get into it. It was so we were talking about last week. We were talking about superstitions that people do and still do and talk about, and we were talking about how cold it was. See, my wife, I told her I was gonna get her. Let me see. On Wednesdays, she take the boy to basketball practice because I bowl. Now she had been at home all day. Been at home on meetings, and when I tell you, she got up because it was we were kind of rushing or whatever. She got up, and I cannot confirm or deny if she had done all the morning grooming techniques that you take part in. But what I do know is that she was natural with the hair. She had a robe or a moo on or a runner on all day during work meetings. During work meetings, she represented. Then when she get ready to go to practice, she throw a little water on her hair and brush it up all nice. Go in there and brush her teeth. And I'm like, what you brushing your teeth for now? What you brushing your teeth for now? You you done you done virtually hit all your coworkers with the dragon. And then you want to go out there, put water all on your head while you all going out to the cold, you gonna put water on your head. Okay. All right. Let me find out. Let me find out that this little 5'6" basketball coach is out here shooting his shot. Let me find out that them handicapped dudes they be showing up to basketball practice with the little basketballs trying to show off their handles. Let me tell you. See, I see all of these people. See, most of the time when I got to take the boy to basketball practice, I'm writing for the show. And that's what happened most of the time. So I don't be paying no attention, but I do see these dudes, the uncles. They bring the basketball up to the little rec center, and they be out here trying to work on their handles. They want one of the other fathers to come up and be like, "Oh, you used to play." That's what they do. They want somebody to come up and be like, "Oh man, I see you out there handling that rock, boy. Well, you used to get down in the 7th grade, huh?" Well, my background is ridiculous. I'm not even gonna edit it out. But yeah, that's what they want. And then they would just be waiting on some unsuspecting mom to come up in there and be like, "Oh, I see you dribbling. You think you can coach my son in your spare time?" At that point they start hitting with the fake little heads. It's like, "Oh, I used to play. Oh, I used to play when I was back in the early '80s." Yeah, I know. I used to be that guy. They're gonna go out there talking about she had to be fresh in public. Red Honey, what up? Hey, if you do you work, Red Honey, if you have remote capabilities for your gig, do you show up to work virtually uh regular and then go out? When you go out, you gotta go ahead and get yourself made up. Shame on everybody who do that. Also, yo, this weekend they said Southwest had to cancel about 10,000 flights because of the weather. This week. 10,000. I don't like none of that. Because you know what? I always felt like whenever I would travel during the holidays, I would get stuck. And it's cool if you getting stuck I guess, going to see family. If it's family that you don't mind staying with, and you get stuck, then you just stuck. You can go back to their house, you can chill, kick it. It's only been a couple days. But if it's not the family that you just rock with in that way, and you get stuck, that is a problem. You have been waiting to leave, and now the weather won't let you. Now you got to turn around and go back. Speaking of getting stuck, what is the worst stuck situation that you've been in? Like, what is the worst stuck situation that you've been in? And I'm not just talking about where they canceled some flights, but a situation where you were stuck. You were stuck and you couldn't, it wasn't no getting out of this stuck. You was just stuck. And I tell you what, you know what? So what's up, bro? I got stuck in Chicago. That wasn't a bad stuck. For about 8 hours one day on some on that standby flight hustle. Y'all know how it go. You on standby, that first flight full. So you doing what? You standing by. That second standby full. You standing by, and now people getting bumped and putting on flights and bumped and put on other flights, and now you still standing by, waiting. That's horrible. I don't like that. I don't like that, but that's not the worst. Also, I got stuck in Japan. I got stuck in Japan when I was the day I was leaving Korea. Now, check this out. The night before I left, this was March 20th, 2011. March 10th, my bad, 2011. I am kicking it. I'm kicking it like there's nobody like I'm about to shut Korea down with the level of kicking it that I did that weekend. About I done hung out with some other teachers. I done hung out with some cats that got the we was hooping with. Like I'm talking about, I was big kicking it, wasted in a different kind of way, but it was some big kicking it taking place. What up, 760? And so I get up the next day. I barely make it to the airport. I'm talking about they had to run me through. They had to run me through the customs and the sign me out. They hit my passport, so I make sure I couldn't just come back in regular. They canceled out the visa, but they ran me through TSA and everything. I was running through that thing like OJ in the Hertz commercial. It was bad. And so I get there. I'm get on the plane. I'm sweating now. These folks ain't said nothing. They ain't say anything about inclement weather or anything like that. Not that I remember. I might have heard it and it didn't. No, they might have said it in a language that I didn't understand. But what I will say is that when we took off and when we landed, that part was cool. I slept most of the way. But then when I got off that plane, it was total chaos. An earthquake and a tsunami had hit off the coast of Japan, and they had grounded all flights leaving from there. Listen, it looked like a scene from a movie. Like there were people going around and carrying cardboard, and they were they were sleeping on cardboard boxes and trying to find anywhere that they could lay down because they were stuck. I was stuck. I was stuck with them. We in the airport. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get home, and this one guy that was trying to get to Dallas. What's up, Mills? He was stuck for. They told him that he was gonna be stuck for 5 days. It was gonna be 5 days before he could get out that airport. That's stuck. That is stuck. I was stuck in the Narita to Japan airport for 19 hours, which felt like about 3 days. But I'm talking about I'm sleeping on it. I'm sleeping on my carry-ons, which is about damn near everything that I had. I think they took our stuff off of that plane because it wasn't leaving. So I had everything that I had over in Korea for 2 years that I was taking back to the States. I had all of that with me. I was sleeping on my stuff in the airport, carrying all that stuff around the airport. But stuck there for 19 hours, ended up being able to fly to Shanghai where I saw Usher. Usher was little as hell in person. And then finally made it back the next day. That was the longest trip home ever. The other time being stuck, I was definitely out there like Martin at the bus station. We sleeping on our stuff. It was funny if I saw somebody walking around with my Soju Boys jersey on, trying to figure out like, wait, how is he number 32? Like that's crazy. But I had this job. It was a summer job. It was a summer job. I was working at the Hot Springs Mountain Tower. At the Hot Springs Mountain Tower, it's just kind of like what it sounds like. At the top of this mountain in Hot Springs, there was a tower that went straight up. It was 216 feet tall. Observing ball little museum thing at the top, so you can go out and look out over the city. One day it was storming, so I had to go up there, shut everything down, close the windows, lock the doors. On my way back down the elevator. Now the elevator is cool because it's a glass side, so you can see out on the way up and on the way down. There's a lot of people that didn't want to look just because it's weird being able to look out as you're going up. But as I'm on my way down, the elevator stops. The elevator stops. The building loses power. What am I going to do? I had no idea because the wind is blowing. I'm in this tower and it's swaying side to side, and you could feel it swaying. Most of the time, you're not in the elevator that long to even feel it in that way. But now that you're still and you suspend it probably about 60 to 65 feet up, you can feel the tower swaying back and forth. You can see the rain and you can see the wind out this glass. I was scared as shit. I thought it was over with. I'm trying to figure out ways I was going to survive this. I don't know what was gonna happen. I had never been stuck in the elevator when the power went off. I don't know what happens when that happens, and then I also don't know what happens when the power turns back on. I'm sure some people thought about that, and of course, everything worked out because I'm here talking to y'all. But when I tell you, I was like, you know what? What I'm gonna do? I'm on some real dumb Mission Impossible MacGyver, uh, anybody John Wick stuff you could. All right, all right, Jay. Here's what you're gonna do. Here's what you're gonna do. When the power come back on, if the elevator starts to drop, you know what it look like when it get close to the bottom. When it gets to that part where you can't see out no more, jump. That way, when it hits the ground, you'll be pushing yourself up, and then you won't hit the ground as hard. All you got to do is jump, and you'll be straight. It felt like the best. It felt like the best option. I have no idea what would happen if we had blown so hard and the thing would have snapped. No idea what would have happened in that part. But in my mind, I felt like if it started to go down, I could just jump. That would be dope. If I just jumped, I survive. Jump, it hit, kaboom, I live. Pop said, stuck in Toronto for 4 days while driving the truck, couldn't get a load out of it. She drove out empty over 150 miles with no pay to get to the next load. Damn. What was the pay per mile? Was it like, I don't know, I know someone be paying like, I don't know, 60 cents or something like that, 23 cents or something like that. Yo, that can add up. That's a lot. That is a lot. But the last one, like that was the time that I felt like I was gonna die. I wasn't ready. The other time was when I was living in Korea. My friends and I had this great idea to take this cheap ferry from Korea to Japan. We were going to Osaka for the weekend, and we was like, hey, why not? I've never been on a ferry. Most of the time when I hear about ferries, like there are ferries that it's ferries for a short trip. You just get on out there, boom, you go to the next side. Well, it's like a Staten Island ferry, can't be too bad. You get on one side of New York, boom, you get out on the other side of New York. In my mind, I feel like that's what happened. You just take it around. I wasn't sure how far it was between Japan and Korea, but it didn't look that far on the map. But that far on the map, and then in a boat, it's different. In my mind, when I thought about ferry, I thought something different. I don't know why I thought different. But this was was good. This was like a cargo ship that had rooms where people could stay in and a dining hall where they had a magic show. So it was like the most bootleg cruise station that I had ever been a part of. But we got there safely. That's fine. Had a great time. In Osaka. Hung out with some Japanese gangsters, or so they said they were. We actually saw some geishas. I think my boy almost got beat up twice. We saw one of those little machines that had the underwear in it. Saw the women only trains. Like, we saw a whole bunch of stuff. It was great. But on the way back, like now I've taken probably about 5 or 6 cruises by this time. Like I've sailed some boats myself. I was about to say I drove some, but I sailed some boats. I've been the captain of 2 little boats. One little boat, one of them a speedboat, one of them a regular size, like little pontoon. Listen, on the way back, this ferry, we hit some turbulence, and the water turbulences. I don't know. It feels a little different from that air turbulence because when I tell you the boat was like shoo, 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 shoo. And for those that can't see, I'm talking about. I was feeling like the boat was going. I feel like the boat was on like the third or fourth pass on the boat ride at the carnival. Shoo. Like we was probably. It felt like we was about 35 degrees one way. It was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. And so I get up out the bed. Because in our cabins, like all the cabins felt like they were inside room cabins on this ferry. So when I went to go check on them, I had to go look. It was something I had to go look. Now walking down the hall, if you've seen the movie Inception, when the gravity goes away, that's what it felt like trying to walk down that hall. Woo, woo, woo. I get to the window and I'm talking about it was a storm like I had never seen a storm before. Like I said, the boat was rocking like hell. The three other guys that was with me, when I got back to the room, they was like, Jay, what it look like that out there? Shit, look, we gonna die. Hey, we can't do nothing about it now. Like, what you gonna do? They all got back in their bed. It was like, so what you think we should do? Pray. Shoot, that's all we got. Here's what you're not gonna do. You're not gonna make it in one of them little orange boats. You're gonna die in one of those. That water that was out there, that water was not meant for humans. I mean, I would just tell you that water was not meant for humans. That you. So you know what? I got back in my bed. I prayed. Went on about my business. Went to sleep when we got back. Hey, I mean, I'm here talking to y'all now, so I made it. But listen, I think that was probably about those last two, the elevator and being on that little ferry was probably two of the most scariest moments I've ever endured in my life. Thought I wasn't gonna make it. I thought I wasn't gonna make it. Couldn't do nothing about that. What you gonna do, Jay? Pray. That's all I got. That's all I had. Wasn't no sailboat. That. Won't he do it? So he's that. Won't he will? Hey, because otherwise it was looking real bad. It was looking really, really bad. And so, man, I'm still on since last week. We 30 minutes in. I'm telling you, it's been a lot of stuff that's happened. So listen, I talked about the boy having a rough practice a couple weeks ago. Like he had a really, really rough practice and he was looking for some compliments and couldn't figure out where to get none from because all he did was make 2 layups and get a steal, or make a layup and then get 2 steals. He did run fast though. I will give him that. But he had a really good practice where I'm talking about Buddy was making shots, multiple, like plural shots. I was proud of him. Like I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, the one thing, like, he was making shots, but every time he made a shot, he looked over at me. And I'm like, hey, don't look at me. Pay attention. I see it. I see everything. Trust me. I see it. I made a mental note about it so that I could tell you about how you made that shot. I promise. Miss Vic was good. I promise. I saw it. Don't look. You ain't got to look over at me. He even got some run a little bit with the first team, but he was making shots. And when he got in the car, he was feeling good too. Oh, Mr. Jason. Oh, did you see all those shots I was making? Yeah, man, I saw it. That's what's up. Hey, man, you are killing them. Like, man, you was making shots. I saw you. You was like, All I do is win, no matter what. Like, you was doing it. Spire was good. You was doing it. And so that wasn't enough. So I was like, Kobe, damn, why you have to ask me that? Like, why couldn't you just be like you? Like, why I gotta be like Kobe? Just let me be like you. But it wasn't like Kobe. You know what? Probably it might have been like Kobe when he was 9. It might have been just like Kobe when he was 9. Like, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, you was doing it. And he was like, well, the Caribbean, what part? And so he was like, yeah. Where did Kobe and LeBron, like, who is your favorite player, Mr. Jason? Belize. Hey, we just went there not too long ago. We went to the zip lining in Belize. I almost died twice. I felt like it. They thought it was funny. But dude was like, yeah, Mr. Jason, who is your favorite player? And I was like, well, my favorite player, because I'm biased, is Michael Jordan. He was like, well, who next? LeBron. Well, what about after that? Probably Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Huh? Well, what about Kobe? No, it's all good. I said you don't have to be sorry. I've zip lined once, and I could say I've done it, and that was the last time. I could just say I've done it. But he was like, yeah. Mr. Jason, so was Kobe ever the best player on his team? Yeah, he was the best player on his team. Well, what about in the whole league, though? I was like, Kobe came up in a time where he was good for a short period of time, but there was some people that was better than when he was young, and it was like LeBron was probably better than him as he got older. Well, Mr. Jason, can you beat Kobe? Can I beat Kobe? What you talking about? Yeah, can you beat Kobe? Right now? Yeah, right now, Mr. Jason. Oh, right now I beat the shit out of Kobe. Don't you worry about that. Kobe ain't gonna score no points on me. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I beat the shit out of Kobe. Kobe can't beat me right now. Wait, Mr. Jason. I'm talking about Kobe. I know what you're talking about. And so he looking at me like, how? Hold on, bro. How? I'm saying, how? Like, just talk to me, bro. Damn it. Hey, man. Listen. Listen, man. I'm better than Kobe right now. he was just like, but I don't understand, like, how come you didn't go to the NBA? Well, I'm only 6'2". I wasn't fast. I couldn't jump that high. I could shoot, but that wasn't enough to make it to the NBA. I was like, well, how can you beat Kobe? Well, right now, I don't know if anybody told you, but Kobe's been dead about 3-4 years now, so I ain't worried about it. I beat shit out of Kobe. Just want to let you know, that it's over with for Kobe. Kobe can't beat me. Hey, I'm sorry. Like, this kind of what happened. Like, he didn't know that Kobe had died. He was like, oh. Hey, yeah. I don't know why you keep trying to put people up against me, because I got game. Talking about some Kobe. Hey, let me tell you who all I beat. Right now I beat Kobe. I beat Bill Russell. I beat a whole bunch of these people that are no longer alive. I probably could beat Bill Russell 2 years ago. Don't even worry about that. Yeah, I get him. Yeah, I get him. I'm just saying. I ain't worried about it. He can't hold me. But listen, yo, I know he felt. I know he felt some kind. I know he felt some kind of way because he be trying to make Mr. Jason seem like he sucked at everything, and that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You know, one thing I don't suck at is realizing when I'm getting hustled. And this weekend, like before Christmas, so it was probably about 2 months ago. Our Keurig coffee maker went out. Excuse me. It started brewing. You get excited. You can hear it revving when you first turn it on. All right, well, shoot, let me go ahead and stick my cup up under there. Put my pot in there. Pop, pop, pop. 12 ounces. K, go. Walk off. You come back. You have no coffee. Well, damn. All right, so I looked up. First thing we do is we go to YouTube. Pop, 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 pop. I'm looking up, trying to see what kind of troubleshooting stuff nobody in life has troubleshooted or troubleshot the make and model of the Keurig machine that I have. Nobody. I don't figured out how to take the damn thing apart. I got it apart. I'm like, this is stupid. I have no idea what I can do different. Because normally stuff looks out of place when it ain't working no more. You just kind of look out of place if it ain't working. And put the damn thing apart, plugged it back up, couldn't get it going. So I was just like, you know what? Forget it, man. I'll look at it again later. Hopefully, I go look at it again later. Nothing. Didn't feel like calling the Keurig people. My wife goes and jumps in, takes over, calls the Keurig people, and this is where the hustle starts. Call Keurig about this make and model. The people get on there like, hey, thank you for calling Keurig. This call may be monitored for training, safety and training purposes. Can I have your name? Give your name. And what seems to be can I get the serial number? We look all over, give them the serial number. Okay, hold on. Let me put you on hold. The on hold music comes on, blaring. Boom, she gets back on. Hey, that making model is out of. No, she at first before she got off, she was like, "I'd be happy to assist you with troubleshooting your thing." Damn, she took the serial number. When she got back, she was like, so that make and model unit is out of warranty, so there's nothing we can do to help you. Wait, hold up, cuz, hold up. You got off the phone. You put us on hold as if you were going to get some instructions on how to troubleshoot this issue that we were having. And then when you got back on the phone, you tell us that because it's out of warranty, you no longer are able to get those instructions in order to help me fix this damn thing. But what she did come back with was, hey, so guess what? We got some great sales on some newer Keurig coffee makers. Shout out to those great sales. But you were just getting ready to help us fix this about 20 minutes ago. Like probably 2 minutes ago, you was gonna help me fix this, and now you can't do that no more because it's out of warranty. Oh no, that's messed up. Oh no, that's messed up. I felt bad about that. after you look up my joint and then you're like, listen, no, we can't fix this no more. Because it's out of warranty. Like if it was out of warranty, she was just gonna give me the magic elixir and then bada bing, bada boom. There's a part of me that feels like, what if, and this is just a conspiracy on the conspiracy side of the game, what if they had a little button and you put your serial number in, they had to shut off. Well, when you hit that warranty, they know you're going to call. They know you're going to call. You call, boom, we knew this one was going to go out. We knew this was going to go out. I got a buddy that's an engineer. He said they purposely manufacture parts to break after a certain time. They have to, otherwise they won't make money. From his mouth to my ears, they do that. It ain't just them. But when you turn around and you tell me that, hey, like, this could have been fixed. And so here's the crazy part. My wife gets on the phone, orders another one, orders a cheap one at 50% off. They were trying to only do 20% off, but then that didn't make sense. And so they got her to buy another one. So we spent $40 on a new one. We spent $40 on a new one, but I'm still mad because I'm like, all right, now that we got a new one, I'm going to go in there and really take this thing apart. I'm going to take it apart in a different kind of way. I'm going to get all the tools out. I ain't got nothing to lose. We got a new one on the way. I open that thing up. I open that thing up. Start messing around, fiddling around in there. Put a pot in there. Well, I ain't even put a pot in there. I just started it. Brewed up. Water came out. It's working again. It's working again. But I'm pissed off that we already spent $40. And $40 is not a ton of money, but it's $40 for something that ain't been opened yet. We want to send it back, but if we send it back, I don't want them to hit the button again and turn the old one off again, because I feel like they would do that. Like, soon as we decided to send it back,
5 hours later,
it wouldn't work no more. It wouldn't work no more. I have no idea what I did to make it work again, which makes me feel like I didn't do nothing to fix it in the first place. I feel like I did not do anything to fix it in the first place. And so I felt bad about that. Like I really felt hustled out of that in that moment. Like that's bad. And that lady, she was just real like, hey, I can't do nothing for you. There's nothing I can do when you buy a Keurig and it reaches this warranty period in which, hey, this piece is supposed to break. We can't fix it. You now, sir, have a defective machine. You have a defective machine. That's what they did. That's how they did me. I couldn't believe they did me like that. They got me. But I fixed that damn machine though. Have it end up being, however it's working again. I took it apart, I put it together, and now it's working. Sign me up for a Keurig Fixer certification, because that's what I do now in my spare time. If your Keurig is broke, I'll fix it. Don't even call them. We'll call them, order a new one. I'll open it up. They'll hit the button, and then your thing will be working again. Then you can send your last one back. Send the new one back. Shout out to Chico Man. Yo, before I get out of here, I had a debate with my wife about, and it wasn't a full-blown debate, but it was a conversation about questioning adults. And it was me, her, and her mom kind of had a dialogue about questioning adults. And we, depending on the age and the time frame that you grew up in, there was a time in which you just did not question adults. Like, what an adult said was what they said, and you just had to rock with it. And while I understand that train of thought, I also understand where Naya was Naya was brought up to think, to be more of a free thinker. And her and her brother and her mom, they are definitely, more on the free thinker side of the game. But there's her mom, like the boy asked me a question. He questioned me about something he didn't know. Like he asked me a question, and then when I responded, he questioned my response as if he had some working knowledge of the answer and that I just didn't know what I was talking about. And so it was one of those things in which I think we were talking about some music, and you know how kids feel like they hear some music now, they hear some music and they feel like, oh, this wasn't a sample. Like, we know it's a sample because we've heard this song 400 times, remade by 20 different people, but this is their first time hearing it. I think it was a Kodak Black song, but he was like hell bent on Kodak Black is the first one to ever make this song. Come on, man. Come on. Like, Kodak Black is not the creator of this beat. Like, not this. Like, trust me. Like, not. Well, who made it? And it might have been some Isley Brothers song or something like that got sampled. It was an older song that has been around for a while. And I was just like, but it's not Kodak Black. So stop saying that it's Kodak Black. Like, it's giving Kodak Black a whole lot of credit. And if you knew Kodak Black, like what the media makes Kodak Black out to be, you wouldn't be so, you would take that little cake that you got off. But like, Naya's mom jumped on him about questioning me about who the artist was, and I was like, well, I didn't look at him like that. Now, there's other times in which, whoa, what's happening? There's other times in which I want him to ask me questions, but the questions I want him to ask me, he don't ask those at all. Never. He don't ask those at all. He asks me questions like, Mr. Jason, if an Oreo had legs, do you think it would jump in milk? Like, damn, you know what? Probably not. That's the one step before, Oreo jumps in milk. That's one step before the end. Okay. So probably not. I mean, why are we talking about this? And that could be a question on the tail end of me having a question to him, with him, about responsibility. That question to be asked in there. But like I said, I don't mind him asking me questions as long as the tone is right, long as the wording is correct when he asks me these questions. Otherwise, yes, I can see how an elder can take it as disrespect, because some of it comes off like it's disrespect. And I'm like, hey, I think that's the one thing that I struggle with, um, how the younger generation looks at the older generation when it comes to, like, we just weren't we my brother and I, we weren't allowed to question adults. Like, when an adult said something, we just had to assume that they was right. Now, the unfortunate part is, as an adult now, there are a whole bunch of adults that I look at. I'll be like, hey, you don't trust that person right there. That nigga right there. He is not to be followed. I get it. I get that part. As an adult, I can say that. I can say that about another adult. As a kid, we could never, like, that was never part of the scenario. Like, we couldn't, it wasn't no question, wasn't no talking back. Like, I could tell, like, hey, John said. But if it didn't sound too right, my mom was like, are you sure that's what you heard? Look, Pop said, ask me questions, but don't question me. It makes sense. You can't, unless, if you ask me what's 4 plus 4 and I tell you Oreo, then you can question that. Like, hey, that's not even a number, Mr. Jason. All right, cool. Long as that lets me know you're not going to believe everything. But if you go, what up, Queen? If you're a kid and I'm like, hey, you need to do X, Y, Z, and you're like, why? Like, any question, if I feel like the best answer is because I said so. If I gotta tell you because I said so, I almost got an attitude at that point. So you need to chill, kid. Like, at that point, if I'm like, because I said so, fool, like, hey, a shower shouldn't take you 23 minutes, boy. Unless, explain to me what you've been doing. You know how many showers I done took in my life? I done took over 10. I'm shower king. I take showers all day. I like to smell good. You, on the other hand, you don't mind being ashy. You don't mind smelling like nuts. And you don't mind if you ever brush your hair in your life. So I know how long all this stuff's supposed to take, even if you don't do it all the time. But I got your back. So you need to trust me when I tell you that it shall only take you about 9 minutes to do everything you need to do. 9. And that's giving you time to play with it, put it away, or clean it up and put it away. 9 minutes, boy. Stop playing. And come out the bathroom fully clean. I got your back. I got your back. Trust me. But look, before we get out of here, let me give y'all some post-Christmas tips. Y'all need this. Listen, like I said, I hope everybody that said at the beginning of the show, I hope y'all had great Christmases. I hope y'all gave gifts that people gonna want to keep, and I hope y'all got gifts that you gonna want to keep. But here's some tips. These folks out here crazy. So if you gotta listen, don't put all your stuff out. Like, you stay in an apartment, you gotta throw your stuff in a big dumpster. Then by all means, dumpster away. If you stay in a house and you live close to a place that got a dumpster, all those good gifts like your TVs, your PlayStations, and all that stuff, your computer boxes, drive that to a dumpster. You set them joints out in front of your house, you might get some visitors. These folks, they pay attention. They're going to be riding by like, 60-inch TV, huh? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Let me write it down. I'm going to swing back through there. It's a 60. Yeah, we're going to pull up. We're going to pull up later. We need to put them on the radar. Oh, play PS5. Oh, okay. All right. So, tips. Go buy you some black industrial trash bags. And get you a good pair of scissors. All those cardboard boxes, cut them joints up. The TV boxes, cut them up. Styrofoam, break it. Wow. Put it all in your bag, all in your black trash bag. That way, Can't even tell from the size of the bag or what's in there. Could just be paper, could be a bunch of small boxes. They won't see that you got a 60-inch or a PlayStation or whatever it is that you got that's brand new, some speakers or whatever, sitting in your out here in the front of your house. Thank me later. Also, quick question: if your mate, you and your mate celebrate Christmas and y'all buy each other gifts, we'll say at minimum y'all got each other 5 things. How many things can they take back before you get attitude? Whether it's wrong size, wrong color, didn't like it, no need for it. Um, how many of those things can wrong brand can they take back before you get attitude? I just want to know. I just want to know. I got a scarf this year. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here. I'm not gonna take it back, but I dress like this all the time. I look weird with a scarf on. I take it out the house just so I can look like I'm being, grateful that I got this dope scarf. But hey, I'm just saying, what up, cakes? I'm just saying, how many of them can you take back before you get attitude? And also, listen, if y'all those people that do shopping after Christmas in order to get good deals, today wasn't the day to go. You need to go on like Tuesday early or Wednesday. Tuesday early or Wednesday is where you get the stuff that got brought back. The stuff that was the wrong size, the wrong brand, the wrong color, all of them joints get brought back today. Mildly defective. Box open. You get the box open deal. That's how you get those deals. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then for the family that you ain't go see on Christmas, you could just go ahead and take those gifts over there tomorrow. That's how you do that. That's how you do that. Your other family will still be happy that you buying them gifts, that you done got them gifts with a pre-open box. It's all right. Now, if you did it on purpose so that they have to take it back and you volunteer to do it so you can take it back to your other family, diabolical. What a good one. Also, before we get out of here, if you bought some breakup gifts, you brought some breakup gifts. I hope they worked. I hope they worked. Nothing worse than a breakup gift that did not work. You know went and bought her the cheapest of bracelets or whatever it was that you bought him. You done bought him some socks for the 13th time, and he was like, "Hey, I was just trying to break up, but I ain't know what to get you to break up." I hope that worked out for you. Even if you didn't get him nothing, when they told you should get him something, I hope it worked. I hope it worked. Because look, this is the time. This is the time. Listen, I'm not gonna talk to y'all by the time it's New Year and all this New Year, new me stuff is about to be popping off. Look, be the same you. Just make better decisions on the people that you have around you. That is what 2022 has taught me. Is that I can still be the same me. I just gotta be more judicious about who I have around me. Because whether that energy, with however it is that you give it, whether you are the energy that you give to try to make somebody smile and make sure that they having a good day, whether you just a sounding board for somebody else, all of that energy matters. And so while you going around throughout your day and you interacting with people, you interacting with your family, or you just just your co-workers, associates from the circle that you hang out in. 2023 need to be about that company that you keep around you. And hopefully 2022, 2021, 2020, those people that's been draining that energy and draining that good karma from you, um, it's that time. It's the thing you gotta go ahead like, hey, it's time to elevate. And not I'm strategically reckless. I can go ahead and say that it's time to elevate. Hey, if you're not bringing good energy, if you're not bringing positivity, um, if you're not out here trying to help further a situation or our situation, however it is, whatever the situation is, we're gonna have to holler at you. We're gonna have to holler at you. I got some things I'm trying to do, and I don't have the time and the space for it no more. And so, hey, I can say it because it just kind of is what it is, and I got a clear conscience with it. And so, listen, good people. It's supposed to be about 60 on Wednesday. So if you got some yard work, like I got to cut my grass, it's crazy. Like I shouldn't have to cut my grass in December, but on Wednesday, if it get warm where you at, don't run outside with no coat on. Otherwise, you're going to catch that new pneumonia. They just got letters for it now. But until next time, good people, y'all have a safe and wonderful New Year's, New Year, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Started off safe because I want to see y'all again next week. Where the world, I suppose, be 1 year older. But until next time, man, y'all be safe. I'm out.